I asked ChatGPT to give me 20 questions about the fitness busy man niche, and I'm going to answer all of them. The first one he asked me is, why do I train consistently but my body still looks the same? And the answer here is pretty simple. Even though consistency is a very important metric, it's one of the most important ones, you won't get good at running if you walk consistently. There's level to the thing. If you get your steps in daily, if you eat enough daily, but your stimuli in the gym is not enough, you won't grow. If your training is good, if your sleep's great, but your food intake is trash, same thing, you won't grow. You kind of need to have a balance between those three. Find that balance with sleeping 7 to 9 hours each night, with getting your steps in, with training intensely and with technique to focus on the muscles that you're trying to grow. And also having a balanced diet. Do not eat too much calories, not too little calories, and try to eat whole foods, healthy foods, not just green stuff. You also need meat, eggs, healthy stuff. The second question is, how do I stay on track when my job drains all my energy? That's just a lack of a system, in my opinion. You can try to sleep more, but if you have your life set up in a way that you go to sleep at this time and you have to wake up after 6, 5, 7 hours of sleep, try napping, try making your diet better, and making your gym environment a little bit more inviting, even though if you're tired. For me, for example, if I'm tired or if I'm not in the mood, like a little girl, I just go to the gym and I know that if I catch a great pump, I'll want to work out. I hate training legs, but since they're a weak point of mine, I go there, I get a small pump where I feel the exercise that I'm doing and I'm motivated at the exact moment to keep going. So that's what I recommend you. Get your systems in, and if it's impossible for you to sleep more, try more caffeine without hindering your sleep, and try creating an environment which is inviting for you mentally to keep working out hard. Third question, what's the minimum number of days I can train and still get results? That's something that depends a lot on your fitness level. If you just started out 1 day a week for 2 to 3 months, you will keep seeing results. If you have been training for 1, 2, 3 years, 1 to 2 days probably won't be enough if you haven't set up a super great system where you train intensely, you train full body or something like that. In normal terms, I would recommend between 3 to 5 days for people who have a job and for people who don't have bodybuilding as their primary goal in life. The fourth question is meal prepping the only way to eat healthy when I'm busy? Of course not. You can again set up systems. If you know a restaurant near your job that has great food, which is not super high in calories, but still has green stuff, has some meats, has some eggs, you can always set up a system. But meal prep is always something that helps you. You take control over what you eat, 100% of it. So that's why I do it, and that's why I recommend it. But of course, it's not, if you do not do this, you won't. No, of course not. The fifth question is, why do I overeat at night, even when I eat clean during the day? Again, lack of a system in place. You may eat clean during the day, but why do you eat more at night than during the day? Maybe because you starved yourself during the day. Why? You don't want to have a big breakfast because you had big snacks at night or a big dinner or something else. That's why you should try having a bigger breakfast, because you need more energy. Again, energy comes from food. You need more energy during the day. When you work, when you work out, when you have to be around people and communicate, you need more energy in that time. That's why you should try to shift majority of your calories during the day, early in the day, to have energy during the day. Of course, if you eat a Big Mac at 8 a.m., you will feel sluggish. That's why whole foods, nutritious foods are important, and the right quantities also. Sixth question, do supplements even matter, or am I wasting money? No, you're not wasting money, but supplements are not magic. I would only recommend multivitamin, creatine, and fish oil if your multivitamin doesn't have that one. So 3 of those supplements and you're good to go. I don't think there's a bigger benefit to increasing small amounts of supplements that you take. Just make sure that the daily recommended dose on those supplements is adequate. Seventh question, how do I stop losing progress every time work gets stressful? Again, system or being a certain type of person. You can't only rely on hard work, I'm a bit this, I'm that guy, I can keep going. If you have a system in place, even if you are that tough guy, having a system in place makes it easier. And if it's easier, it doesn't automatically mean that it's bad for you. If it's easier, you can keep doing it for more time. And if it gives you the same results, keep doing it. Eighth question. Can I actually get in shape if I sit at a desk 10 hours a day? Yes, because the day doesn't have only 10 hours, the day has 24 hours. So 24 minus 10 that you sit in a desk, you have 14. If you sleep for 8 hours, you have 6 hours left. 6 hours a day is enough to still get some exercise in, get some steps in, prepare some good food for the whole week. So yes, of course it is possible. Ninth question. What's the fastest change I can make today to feel better by next week? Diet and sleep. Training will kick in, but not as fast as these two. Sleep you will feel the next day. If you have been sleeping 5 to 6 hours for weeks or even days, even if you sleep bad for 2 to 3 days, the next day you sleep better, you will feel better during the whole day. So sleep and diet are the fastest way to feel healthier. But of course, all three should make a system combined for you to get farther. 10th question. Why is my sleep garbage even when I feel exhausted? I would say lack of a system again, but there's a couple questions to it. Again, exercise, the mental part to it, and diet. If your diet's shit, it's as if you're fueling shit to your Ferrari, because your body is a supercar. And if you fuel shit to it, it won't perform good at the things that it's supposed to do. If your car has 500 horsepower and you feed it shit fuel, it will not have that same 500 horsepower, and it can hinder the performance. Same goes with your body. If you do not have a diet in place, if your mental, comparing to cars again, the ECU, is not in place, you will have problems, even if you're tired and it's 9 hours of sleep. So that's why a system is important. And get a balance of those three. 11th question. How important is protein really, and how much do I need? Protein is very important, as much as carbs and as much as fats. Fats control your hormonal system in your body, and that's what dictates everything in your body. So having a healthy amount of fats is super, super important. Second of all, carbohydrates is the fast form of energy. Do you need them to survive? No, but they're a great source to survive, to thrive, to think better, to work out better, and to live better. Protein, yes, it is very important, not only for your muscles and being a gym bro. Your nails are made out of protein, your hair is made out of protein. So yes, having a great amount of protein is important. I'd say 1 gram per pound of body weight, 0.8, something around that. You do not need more than that. You can try and you can see if you like eating more or less, but I'd say 0.8 to a gram of protein per pound of body weight is enough. 12th question. Should I book or cut first if I'm skinny fat? Maybe not do any of those things and try to understand where you're at. If you're skinny fat, you probably haven't trained ever or in a while. So try finding a point where you can get those new healthy habits in your life. Training, sleeping, and eating better. After you get those things, you will see that your body has changed. And then you see, should you maintain and do recomposition, which is when you have the same body weight, but you drop fat and gain muscle. And since you're skinny fat, you probably are a noob in the gym, which means you'll have much quicker muscle growth than a person who's been training for over 2, 3, 5, 10 years. So that's still possible, that's a great option, recomping. And if you're still fat, but of course, body dysmorphia is a thing, and if you have little muscle, you can appear fatter than you are in reality. That's why having a coach or having some experienced guy in the gym tell you what he thinks about your physique can be a great guidance. 13th question. Why do my joints hurt even though I'm not lifting heavy? You can have a lack of rest, a lack of diet, or you can even have a lack of technique in your workouts. If those three are all correct, it may be to injury. or maybe genetic. Some people have weaker ligaments and joints than others. What can you do about it? Consult a professional about it, or try to do your best in what you can do. If you know that doing this exercise for your back, your shoulder hurts, and doing this other exercise for your back, your shoulder doesn't hurt, maybe choose the one that your shoulder doesn't hurt, even if someone told you that it's more optimal. If you feel the exercise is great for you, you see results with it, you can stick with it, you can add more weight without changing your technique, great. Keep on going, keep eating healthy, and sleeping great. 14th question. What's the simplest way to track calories without obsessing? In the start, it's a guessing game. You'll get better at it, as with everything in life. I've been tracking calories for, consistently, like 2 years, for every day. So, of course, the first day you may get it wrong. You may think you're eating 2,000 calories and you're eating 2,500. So, you need to get better at it without obsessing. You have your own limits, so you know better than me, what is obsessing for you. So watch. If you can do this in a sustainable way, do it this way. If I tell you to do this and you know that you can stick with it for more than 3 days, keep doing it your way. If you do not see results, try making small changes to it. Of course, sustainability in first place, but do not get too comfortable in your shoes because of sustainability. You need to have a balance with those things. 15th question. Is cardio necessary or can I get lean without it? It depends what you consider cardio. I walk 10k steps a day. I have lost, if you consider my 2 cuts, I have lost like 45 pounds in total, but I have lost 25 pounds one time and around 20 pounds the other time. So no, I wouldn't consider my steps cardio, but it's the only time in the day where I actually have to get my steps in if I haven't been doing anything else all day. So you don't need to go on the elliptical bike, you don't need to do this. Again, find something that works for you. For me, it's doing 10k steps daily. I can eat more, it boosts my digestion, it boosts my mood, I feel great, my joints don't hurt, it doesn't hinder my leg performance in my leg days. So find what works for you. For me, it's 10k steps. For you, it may be elliptical or boxing or something else. Try. 16th question. How do I stop restarting every Monday? One of two options. Either mindset or lack of a system. If you try to go from 0 to 100 too quickly, you won't keep up with it. You won't keep. It's impossible for you. So, even if you're the toughest guy alive, having a system will make it easier for you. So try getting a system in, making small changes. If you've never lifted a weight before, try going once a week. Once a week is enough. After you can get 3 weeks in a row of going once a week, try 2 times a week. If you've never counted a calorie or never tracked your food in a healthy perspective, try eating healthier. You'll see how it changes your life. 17th question. Do I need a coach or can I figure this out alone? It's the same with everything. You can get someone to teach you or you can try to do it alone because there's a lot of information online which is enough to be the best bodybuilder ever. Will you get there? Probably not. Why? Because a coach isn't just someone that spits out information for you. It's a guy that has the experience not only with himself but other people, so he understands the fact that not everyone responds equally to the same stuff. Not everyone responds equally to the same diet, to the same steps, and to the same training. So that's why a coach can guide you and he can show you that it's not always about going from 0 to 100, but to implement small steps in the way, making you a better person. And also, he keeps you accountable, because if you paid him, you probably don't want to waste your money. So it's always a great option to just try to do what he tells you. So yeah, that's my take on it. 18th question. Why do I keep hitting plateaus no matter what program I follow? Maybe those programs aren't for you. Maybe you're lacking another part of the environment that we talked about earlier, about food, about sleep, and about cardio, in this case, steps, for example. So try seeing if the programs you change and you still can get results, see if your diet is suited for you, the correct amount of calories, healthy enough, with stuff you like to eat, and if sleep is great. If you've been sleeping 5 hours a day for the past 6 months, There's no program that will save you. There's no training that will outlift your lack of sleep. So that's something you should try. If sleep and a diet are great and programs still don't work for you, maybe it's technique and intensity, but try to take a look at your mental too. Maybe you think the gym is something super stressful. Maybe you have other stressful stuff going around in your life. So try to find the reason, asking yourself those questions. What's better for a busy schedule, full body or split workouts? You'll have to experiment. I won't give you a white or black answer because I don't know you. I don't know your schedule. A busy schedule can vary a lot. A busy schedule can be 40 hours a week of work and other stuff to do, and it can be 100 hours of work per week. So you see what works for you. Try doing sessions that englobe more of your body. If you like it, great. Stick with full body. If you prefer something a little more splitted, for example, today's push, then pull, then legs. Try doing it this way. It's the same results if you just keep going at it in a sustainable way. Keep crushing it with diet, sleep, and lifting. Once again, those are the 3 pillars that you need. And the last question, how much muscle can I realistically gain in 3 months? It all depends on a bunch of factors. But what's certain is that those 3 months will pass either way. Maybe not if you die, but either way they will pass. So genetics, how hard you work, how hard you prioritize sleep, how hard you prioritize training and diet, they also vary. But again, if you were to do all of these 4 perfectly, genetics would be the remaining factor in this equation. But that never happens. So try doing your best at what you can control, which is all of these 4 and not your genetics, and go as far as you can, maintaining it in a sustainable way. In those 3 months, I guarantee you, you will see progress if you stick with it. So those were the 20 questions. I just answered more or less at the top of my head. So yeah, if you like this, maybe drop a follow or subscribe my channel, or drop me a like or some comments to tell me what I should and what I shouldn't do, and what do you think about my answers. Thank you. Hope this helps.